Hi, this is Kate from Daisy Nails, creating fun, funky and fabulous nails. If you want all the blurb about my Clarice Cliff nails and my plans for the future, go back to watch the first one in the series and I'll explain it all there. Okay, so Clarice Cliff was an Art Deco pottery painter, as you can see on my thumbnail. I've got some examples of her work on there. Some of her work was quite organic, some of it was very geometric. So this is one of the more geometric designs. And what this does in the realms of nail art is it kind of shows what you're going to be using some of the different brushes for. I didn't use that many, to be fair. So long straight lines, you always want to have a long brush. You're going to get a much better finish with that. So that's now gone into the lamp. I haven't edited this bit out because I planned on chatting and I can't remember what I planned on chatting about when I edited it, so I do apologise. So we're getting some Aloha on the brush, and I'm going to do the in between these two lines. So I've got the Sundays and the, I want to say sunset in Hawaii, isn't it? And then we go with the Aloha in the middle, and these are being flash cured because they're next to each other but they're not on top of each other. Okay, so going across, I haven't quite got those, you know, if you were going to put a spirit level on there, that's not going to be completely flat, but you know, let's not worry too much. So that I'm going to flash cure that quickly because I'm then going to do some crosses, and again lots of flash curing, because once you're bringing the brush over a line that's already there, if it hasn't been cured at all, you'll drag the colour with it and you won't get that sort of sharp corner on it. So I start off by just doing the diagonal lines going down towards the right, and then quickly flash, and then diagonal. Oh, not happy with that one. Another quick, and then diagonals going the other direction to create a nice little sort of crisscross. Hey, who remembers crisscross? What were they, early 90s? Bound wore their clothes backwards. That was their thing. They wore their clothes backwards. Didn't last very long. Make you think, be about the music, not the clothes. Okay, so that's had a nice cure, and then we are getting the, which brush is this one? That's the shorter brush. So the shorter brush is for shorter lines. And so this is not copied from a Clarice Cliff, but it's based on her designs, taking elements from different designs she's done and putting them together. So it's got lots of angular shapes in, and then it does have a curve at the very end. Not really sure what to say about this, so why don't we talk about what's going on in our lives. The sun is shining here. I've got the day off work, off my other job, because my eldest had a college interview today, which seemed to go very well. And then I dropped them back in their science lesson, which they do sort of part of school but not in school. They go to a separate tutor for that. So I'm sitting on my bed back at home, relaxing. The cat's at my feet with her tail curled around. She curls it around so it goes over her nose and her face. I think she uses it to block out the light. I don't think she likes the light when she's trying to sleep. So as you can see, I've moved on. I haven't really been looking at this. So the shorter brush will have been used, I imagine, to make that black rectangle. So in between them, I've got a lint-free pad next to where I was working, and it had a little bit of isopropanol alcohol, so I could just give it a quick clean. So there's contrast in this between the directions of lines, the thickness of lines, the length of lines, getting lots of different relaxed is not the right word, is it? But it you know, it's not just lots of long thin lines or short thick lines. It's a combination of them all just to give it some interest. I do recommend looking up Clarice Cliff if you do like Art Deco like I do. I'd love to have some of her pieces, but they just get broken in this house, I tell you. I do have one original 1930s drinking glass. It used to be a full set when my nana had it, and she got it from her parents. And I used to drink lemonade out of it when I was little, when I went to stay at my nana's. And then when she died, I decided, we're giving most of the things to charity, but I wanted to keep the glasses. And there's only one left. They've been together throughout my great nana's life, my nana's life, my dad's life. And then I get them, and we've got one left because they keep getting broken. So that's now on a high shelf and no one's allowed to touch it. I'm going to do another little rectangle in the pistachio. So because it's a small one, we're using the smaller brush. And then the very last bit is the orange semicircle. So using the bend in the brush to get that circle nice and, well, circular, curvy. Okay, so that was cured, and then we go over with the top coat, pop it in the lamp. Why did I get some green? I don't know. Hovering there with green on my brush. Maybe that was for the next nail. I don't know. But there's the finished product. And if you want to see all the others, go back and see the one I did previously and come back and see the others in the future. Bye.